What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome back to this beautiful and abundant channel. It is Mama Manifests here, and this is going to be a reading for you. How do I know that? Well, you clicked on this reading, and so there's probably something in here for you. It's not sign specific. Just trust that you trust yourself, right? You got here for a reason. You clicked on it. There's probably a message in here for you. These messages are like, I don't know, they have a couple day window, right? Like it could be playing out, it could have already played out, or it could be, yeah, I mean, it could have already happened. You could be in the middle of it, or it could be just right around the corner. So, however it fits. You guys are wise, you guys are amazing. But yeah, let's see what the messages have in store for us. Let's see. I grabbed a little bit different cards today. I grabbed some different cards today, and we're going to see what they have to say. And we're rhyming, so that's always a good sign. Okay, wow. So we have the Goose Girl with theft. So theft, right? What comes to mind, right? There's been an energy around you that's been causing disharmony and balance, right? And I feel like, I mean, there's a lot of sadness when it comes about this. It's just like, yeah, there's been an energy around that has been taking more than they have been giving, right? And so you're automatically going to know, right, if this message is for you. And then we have survival, okay, and we have Basila the Brave, all about courage. Okay. So yeah, so I think this is something that was going on for a period of time and you didn't even kind of really realize that it's happening. I feel like the reason that it was happening, it's like not any because there was survival mode happening, right? We have Hansel with survival mode, and sometimes we do things that aren't really truly in align with our character when we're in survival mode because we're doing what we have to do because we aren't privy to any other way of life. We've always been on survival mode. We've always grew up in survival mode. So we're kind of just doing what we have always done. But I do feel like, I mean, at least these daily readings, I mean, you could be on either side of this. Obviously, put it wherever it fits, okay? But there's definitely been some energy that's been taken away because here's the thing: when we're in survival mode, we're in a pretty low vibration, okay, and we don't have a lot of solutions to many of our problems because, of course, we're in that lower vibration where light really can't get in. So if we aren't consistently working on our own vibration by meditating, talking to God, doing whatever it is like that you guys have been doing, which I feel like the majority that I'm reading for are the people who meticulously take care of themselves each and every single day. Their primary purpose of life is to raise your vibration, to be of service to yourself and obviously in turn other, right? To bring that, you consider yourself light workers, star seeds, etc. But when we don't get our power from source or God or whatever, we don't make it ourselves. We have to feed on people, places, and things. Okay, right? And you'll see this a lot in our society. A lot of people are just, we have a hookup culture. People are just, and I'm not saying anything against that, right? Like I have had my share of hookups. Like, let's be real here. I'm not, but I've learned that what that actually is, right? And so I've really tried to minimize that in my life, right? Like keeping my own vibration because obviously, but people are just, going around, taking it from other people. Let's just put it that way. Or living a certain way and masking themselves with their lifestyle or just whatever. I'm sure you guys understand this. I feel like I'm just kind of going on and on and on here. But I feel like, obviously, you guys have been mastering courage, right? Courage is a huge thing. And I believe this quote by Maya Angelou came up in the other reading a couple days ago. And it was like, courage is the most important of all of the virtues because without courage, no other virtue is possible, right? Because we have to do hard things. And I feel like there just has been somebody around you that's been on survival mode. Like, I'm not going to go and talk a whole bunch of, bad things about this person, because it's truly survival mode. I get it from this place. It's just like there's a lack of faith in the direction, and so it was just, subconsciously kind of taking from you. And you're kind of in this lesson of courage, and standing up for yourself and going against the grain, because that's, what this path does require ultimately. I don't care who you are, right? We have to kind of make our own decisions and be completely autonomous here. And so I feel like there's a bigger lesson at hand here. So, right, like nothing, if we sit too long in the past of what has been happening, we get stuck there. And I don't feel like you guys want to get stuck there. And I'm just kind of here to remind you that this has been a big lesson for you, getting you back in touch with yourself and your courage, and the ability to do what's best for you. Okay. And that's by detaching yourself from this energy here that was taking. Okay, so that is the overall message. That's the overall message here coming through. And so if that resonates with you, stay a while if you've been feeling like that. And I feel like, you just didn't see it, and now you are, and you're coming into this information, and it's almost shocking, right? Look there's the boundaries. I knew this card was going to come out of this deck. There's a need for stronger boundaries, right? We can't fault wherever we find ourselves in life. We have to take responsibility for it. So even though this situation would want to put us in a Ten of Swords energy, like, oh, shucks, it happened again, we really have to take responsibility for why that happened, okay? And I'm not like, I don't know how to really put this, but we were getting something out of it as well, whether it be like feeling like you wanted somebody else's approval, so maybe you were blind to what was really happening, whatever. It's just a big lesson. And I think moving past this place, right, like it's like moving through the emotions of it. We want to do this in a different way. You want to do this in a different way than you've ever done before. I have a feeling for a lot of you, this is not the first time that this has happened. I feel like this has been a lesson, right? Over and over and over again. And now we want to do things a different way. We want to do things from the highest perspective. And from going through these types of experiences in the past, we can move forward with a clean heart, right? Like we can move forward with forgiveness and unconditional love, and ultimately leading by example. But we have to know how to keep our boundaries up, and putting up boundaries with love, right? Love for ourselves, love for the collective, love for the highest good of all. It doesn't need to be a pointing fingers thing here. There's been times in my past where I've been the thief, right? Like I didn't know I was on survival mode my entire life, right? And so if you've ever been that person in any way, shape, or form, really look at it like how you would want to be treated at that time, and finding the balance, right? And with the boundaries coming up, there's definitely a need for distance, right? There's definitely a need for distance. There's definitely need for distance just overall in the energy, because we have to hear our own voice at this time. It's so incredibly important, okay? We have soul family. And I feel like this is somebody that you care very much about, right? Like that's what I feel this is about. This is somebody who you have considered your soul family in the past. But the big message with this card, do you see how it's like a mirrored image? Okay. It's incredibly important to have relationships with people who mirror back to us the beauty, right? The vibration that we are currently in today, not our past, right? I think a lot of the times empaths, sensitives, people in particular, can get caught up in these cycles is because we see the best in people, we understand, and we've been there in life. And we are incredibly powerful, but we don't have the power to change people's free will, okay? We can inspire them, we can live by example, and we can do and show off and talk about what we've learned. But ultimately, at the end of the day, everybody has to make their choice if they are ready to be courageous, right? Because like we talked about, this path of awakening and all of this stuff, it requires an incredible amount of bravery and courage. And not everybody is ready for that. And just loving people for where they are at and putting up boundaries accordingly. I mean, it's not personal here, right? It's not personal. And this one wanted to show itself in reverse, but I'm going to just put it here. It's the Get Grounded card. I feel like this entire situation, if you look back and reflect upon it, it made you feel incredibly ungrounded, unsafe. Let's just put it that way. We have the card 4 and survival, all about safety and security. And I feel like that's what was, it ultimately didn't feel safe and secure. It didn't feel like this energy right here, okay? And I'm not telling you guys that you can't have anger. That is not what I'm saying. Process through your emotions independently, right? Courageously. Say, I'm going to face this heartbreaker however it feels to you, the anger. I'm going to face it, but I'm going to work through it. It is my intent to work through it and see the situation from the highest perspective. God, angels, spirit team, will you please help me find the best possible solution for the greatest good of all, right? With that intention, if you give yourself enough time and space, you'll see exactly how to proceed accordingly, okay? And then tune into your heart, right? Especially if you tune into your heart, right? Stay devoted to yourself, this path, right? And your purpose. And yeah, listen to your heart right now, right? Get grounded. Again, if you do feel ungrounded, put up the proper boundaries. I mean, my phone's been sitting on Do Not Disturb for most of the day, almost every day. Nothing personal to anybody, but I don't really want to talk to anybody right now because I want to hear my own voice. And I really feel like that's the bigger message here, is to listen to your own voice. Okay? Let's see. I'm looking around. I'm seeing what I want to do. I'm feeling these cards today. This was my first ever tarot card deck. It's the deck that I learned off of. And I love it. And I love it. I think I'm going to get out 6 cards, just kind of going in order, telling me what it wants to tell me. Okay, let's get some more shuffles here. Yeah, that's the message here. I mean, I think it's pretty cut and dry. And I think there's a definite need for boundaries, huge boundaries right now. You have to be courageous. You're going to have to tap into your courage and your commitment to the path, your devotion to yourself, your devotion to the path, your devotion to breaking cycles, all of that. And I think most of you have already made that decision to do so, right? You're good. You're ready to do what you need to do. You have the courage. You just want to know exactly how to handle it. Well, that's going to come from your heart space, right? Because this is going to be a different storyline and different circumstances for each and every one of you. And you're all going to get different answers because ultimately, as a tarot reader and, you know, as somebody who does what I do, I can give you these messages and push you in the right direction. And then it's ultimately up to you what you're going to do with this information, right? And they're saying there's going to be need for time, space, and tuning into your heart, right? Because you already have all of the answers within. I don't have your exact answers, right? You do. You do. You have the blueprint. Your higher self carries it. So it's time to get really in touch with that higher self and listen to what your heart space has to say, okay? So let's get some cards out here. Look at walking away from conflict. 5 of Swords, right? 5 of Swords, I feel like, is definitely survival mode, okay? So walking away from that anything that makes you feel ungrounded, unsafe, feels like you're kind of like fighting for just what? Fighting for what? Fighting for what? Yep, we have the 10 of Cups. You're fighting for your 10 of Cups. You're fighting to feel emotionally secure and emotionally stable, right? Like you're walking away from that so that way you can stay in your 10 of Cups energy, right? There's this 2 of Pentacles and this is just balancing way too much. I mean, there's definite, it's good to be able to handle and be able to multitask and handle responsibility, but keeping two pentacles up in the air all the time, or staying in two of pentacles energy all the time, is not going to be good for anybody. I don't care if you are the multitasker of multitasking. Whatever. And that's what I feel like this situation had you feel like. You're always doing something, always trying to keep two balls up in the air. We can't really manifest from the place of the Two of Pentacles. We can't do much. We can't do much except for keep the two pentacles up in the air, the two balls up in the air. That's always what we're doing. We get exhausted, all of that. And that's what we're walking away from. Wow. Two of Wands here. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the question comes up a lot on this journey, and this is where courage comes in, because the Two of Wands is all about moving passionately into the future and staying committed to the path, which does require courage, or keeping things the same. And with two twos right in a row, there's decisions here. Obviously, decisions. 2-2, okay? And it's like old or new, old or new. And I feel like you guys are going to choose courage no matter what, and you're going to do whatever you need to do, whatever your heart space tells you need to do. You just need to get grounded and get in touch with your heart space. Okay? Yep. Again, choices, the Lovers, choices. Okay? This is choices about relationships. It's also choices about what makes us feel good and in alignment. Okay? Because we have the Lovers, and then we have the Devil card, which is kind of like the lower vibrational version of the Lovers. It's toxicity. But the Lovers gives us an opportunity to make a different choice. It gives us an opportunity. So we have choice. Okay? We have walking away, and then we have choice here. And the Lovers, yeah, like I said, it's a return to good health. It's a return to feeling good, feeling grounded, feeling balanced. Okay? And that's what this choice is ultimately about, right? Choice. Let's see what we got finishing here. Yeah, nine of cups, right? Like manifesting the life you want, being able to manifest the life you want. Wishes coming true. I feel like I know what you're going to do here, right? Ultimately, it's up to you, but yeah, I do feel like you're going to choose yourself and choose your dreams. You believe in yourself enough at this point on your journey, and you believe in your dreams enough at this point on your journey that nothing's going to stop you between you and your Nine of Cups. Let's clarify all these, just because I don't know. I just want to clarify each of these cards just because I feel like going deeper. But yeah, you're going to choose you. You're going to choose to go after your dreams, right? You're going to choose your good health. You're going to choose courage, right? Because you're going to choose your emotional stability. There is a lot of emotion involved in this whole situation, right? And here's the thing, you guys, that's how we learn. We learn through our emotions. It's teaching us to trust ourselves. It's teaching us to have courage. It's teaching us how to see things from the highest perspective, right? It's teaching us a lot. All right, so we're going to clarify each of these. I'm going to get one more shuffle after this, cut the deck, and then we will clarify. All right. Yeah. King of Wands, it's like you believe in yourself, okay? And you have the confidence that it takes to move forward, something which I feel like you may have not had in the past, but just all of a sudden, like, this is what you're growing into. And it feels really great to be in this space where you just believe in yourself. You have the confidence enough to do what's best for you, right? To see things from a different perspective, okay? Oh, wow. We have this Five of Pentacles here. I mean, it's like ultimately spiritual poverty. Walk away from anything that's taking away from you feeling emotionally fulfilled. Okay, we have the Five of Cups. Yeah. On the Two of Pentacles, right? Like, there's just a lot of sadness here. I've been feeling it the entire time. Don't look at the past and the situations as a bad thing. Don't be mad at yourself for however this played out for you. Don't be mad. Don't be mad at yourself, right? You had good intentions here. You had great intentions here. I feel a lot of sadness, and we have 2 5s right in a row. I mean, that's change, right? 2 of Swords on, wow. So now we have 3 out of the 4 2s here. We're only missing the 2 of Cups. The 2 of Swords on top of the 2 of Wands. I I said this in another reading the other day, and it was like, I feel like you already know the truth, but you're trying not to see the truth because you don't want to feel through this, because you want to protect your heart, especially as I see with the 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is very heart expanding. There's a lot of heartbreak. No experience goes wasted, you guys. Every single aspect of this entire situation is bringing you into a King of Wands energy, trusting yourself, believing yourself, being able to put your passion in the right direction. It's making you like the King of Wands, courage. I mean, it's like fiery energy, that strength card, right? Like, it's being courageous, it's being bold. That's what you're learning here, because it's required of you, first of all, for many reasons, but it has a lot to do with your purpose. These are tools that you need in your toolbox, right? And part of your own evolution for things that you're going to need to do later on. And it's not always going to be this hard, you guys. You guys have to feel through this heartbreak, right? It's like the only thing stopping you from moving in the direction you know you need to go in is because you want to protect your heart space. Let's see what's on top of this Lovers here. Yeah, you've been observing, this came through too. You've been observing this situation for quite some time. You've been, keeping an eye on it, just kind of thinking about it, feeling through it, taking all viewpoints into consideration, and just kind of watching it to see how it makes you feel, all of that stuff. Going over old scenarios in your head, I'm feeling for a lot of you guys. And the 7 of Cups on top of the 9 of Cups. Yeah. Some of you guys, there's a lot of codependency here. Okay, that's why there's a lot of codependency here. So some of you, this is going to be a romantic relationship. Some of you, this is going to be a friendship. Some of you, this is going to be a family member. There's a level of codependency about what is here. And there's an aspect of you not even truly before this knowing who you are and what you wanted, because there was an imbalance here. And almost a taking on of the other's identity. That's what I'm picking up, you guys, kind of like seeing yourself through this other person's eyes. And so there's some confusion about what you even want in your life, what you want to manifest into your life. Who do you want to be? Well, I would, again, redirect you back to your heart space, right? And spending that time with yourself, figuring out exactly who you are and what you want in life. You've done whoever I'm reading for right now has done a ton of work on themselves, okay? And this is a huge moment that's going to require a lot of courage on your journey. We've been closing up major cycles. I've been seeing it all over the place. I've been feeling it, and I've been experiencing it myself, okay? A lot of different options, maybe feeling overwhelmed by options right now. I'm going to get one final card for guidance as we close this message. But you will figure it out. I promise you, things seem a little confusing right now. I understand. I get it. Just give it the time and the space. Face the heartbreak. Face it. Have courage. Be that King of Wands to do what you need to do for yourself, knowing what's best for you is what's best for all, ultimately. Okay? We're going to get one card for guidance. Final guidance here. I feel like everything looks so orderly right here, and it usually doesn't. I think that's why I wanted to continue to keep reading, because everything just sometimes just the cards look so disorderly, like that I set down. And today they look so nice and put together and organized. Shout out to organization. All right, what is the final message of guidance moving forward here? Okay, so you guys are a little impatient here. We have a little of impatience. And there's just a need to be patient right now. Be patient. And Don't self-sabotage in these moments. Like, it's all about how we use our time, okay? And each and every single moment, I try to be intentional with each and every single moment. There's a reason why I do the things in life that I need to do. And that's what it's saying. It's like there might be some time right now. The universe is obviously giving you time to heal this heartbreak, work through this sadness, work through this abandonment, work through the confusion, get back in touch with your heart space, all of that stuff. Use it wisely. Use it wisely right now. Use it to get grounded, right? There's boundaries put up. Ultimately, we can put those boundaries down and go spend our time doing things that we don't really have any business doing to distract ourselves. Are you guys doing that? I feel like some of you are. You're not. There's some things that you're doing that aren't ultimately getting you to where you want to go, and it's just time to be honest with yourself about those things and give yourself the time to heal and feel through the situation. Okay? We have one more. Be patient with yourself in this process. Like, give yourself the space and time to really, really move through this. You can't work yourself. Some of you are like working too much, right? You're working too much. And I feel like a lot of you have, there's anger. There's anger because of this Queen of Cups in reverse. There's like, I don't really know how to explain it, but you're kind of working to avoid the healing, which is actually shutting off your intuition and your heart space. There's like a lot of busy work here, okay? The work we're doing is not going into self-mastery. So I think they're bringing that to your attention to say, hey, we need to reel it back in and be, we can't run away from our feelings. We cannot. We don't heal that way. We heal by acknowledging, feeling through it. And I feel like they just are really on. I want to leave this on an inspiration message. I don't want to like talk at you guys on my way out here. So what do we got? What do we got? Let's see. Let's get one more card. I know I said that twice now. Third time's a charm. One more card for guidance. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love will endure. Love will endure. Choose love each and every single time. Love will endure. Believe in other people, right? Love people for where they're at. Don't demonize people for where they're at. Love them from where they're at, but also finding the balance between like the boundaries and stuff like that. Persevere. Find the inner strength to go on. Nothing ever dies. It just changes form. Sorrow can be shared and transmuted, right? I'm going to read the rest of this. Battle worn from the conflicts of life, the priestess of Avalon cradles Arthur's head in her lap while invoking the goddess to heal him as well as her own weary heart. They pass through the misty veils to the sanctuary of Avalon, which exists in a parallel dimension. Arthur will stay there until the day he chooses to return. On this isle, removed from the mundane world, magic is alive and all things are possible. This card comes to you because of deep inner wound calls for healing. Y'all, I can't make this up. Put yourself in the hands of a practitioner you trust, or perhaps look to a partner or family member who is capable of holding space for you and expressing unconditional love. Under such care, your pain can emerge, and with help, you will work through it. Now, if there's somebody in your life, if you are at that space on your journey where you have somebody in your life who you truly trust, maybe speak to them about this, but just be discerning. That's all I can really say here. But yeah, it's like, don't let this heartbreak take away everything that you've been building so hard for yourself. Realize that this is part of the divine path, and realize that there's a need to take a look at this wound and ultimately transmute this energy into unconditional love for yourself and for the collective, okay? So yeah, I love you guys. I'm sending you so much care and a big hug to each and every one of you. I know this part of the journey isn't easy, but it is worth it. I love you so much. Namaste and God bless.